Hello, this is China POV, and this is round 3 of the season in the AOR F3 League on the Xbox, and you can see it is raining at China here. I wasn't here last race in Bahrain, but we're back for the Chinese Grand Prix. I got a second place in Australia, which is very good. And now this race, I'm not feeling that confident. My pace wasn't great compared to some other people in the league, and also it's raining, which I'm really bad at. Like my worst part of the game, my worst strength, or not strength, my worst weakness, sorry, is traction zones for sure. And China's got a lot of them. And in the wet it's even worse, so I'm just really slow generally in the wet. So, and you can see first lap going absolutely miles wide and coming across the line, and it's going to be a 46.6, which is yeah, not great to start with. And this is what ended up being my best lap in quali. 7 minutes in, you see, and coming up to cross the line now, overtake mode, max fuel and everything, and coming down to resource turn 1 and the first complex of corners. Braking pretty early, but that's not too bad in terms of speed carried through there. Down to second gear, I think, through the first part. Oh, that's Tokyo actually through the first part, and then second gear through the next part, turn 3 and turn 4. Trying to get traction, not really happening. I'm short shifting loads, but can't get the full power down for a while. And now we're a 10th up though on my previous lap. Coming out to the first sector split. I'm actually purple in sector 1. Not quite sure how, because that felt pretty average. But I'm through turn 6. Second gear taking that pretty nicely, not hitting the curbs. So yeah, pretty decent there in the traction, which was okay at that corner. Now through the high speed section of the track, trying to keep it on the slightly less wet line. Close to the curb but not quite touching it, and now braking down to 4th gear, running a touch wide there. Could have been a slightly more to the right, which is going to compromise me a little bit oversteer as well. And 3rd gear for this corner, hitting the inside curb quite a lot, which isn't great because it runs you out wide of the exit curb, and now a little bit of oversteer, but not too much, and I weasels fell out of the way there, so that's helpful. And now through the second sector split, I'm purple again. I'm 5/10 up on my previous lap now, which is a bit ridiculous. No, it's actually more than that. It got to a second there, but now I see bottled the braking for that snail section. So yeah, it's pretty frustrating because I was purple in the first 2 sectors, and as you can probably tell, it's falling apart a little bit through the final sector, and now going up to where the DRS would open if it was dry, but it's not. So 6/10 up, a 46.0 would be quite good, but I'm going to be nowhere near pole. It's a 45.1. So now braking way too early. I broke so early into the final corner there, and no idea what I was thinking. But yeah, first gear, okay traction. I'm still half a second up, but going down towards the final corner now, braking just before the overhang, and getting way too much oversteer and entry. And what is that traction? I don't even know what I'm doing, and it's only a minor improvement to a 46.6. Oh, that could have been so much better if I actually didn't do really badly. I forgot to include quali results. Oh no, I didn't. Sorry, this is still quali. I'm just showing the difference. The tire times is getting lower and lower. It's meant to dry out at the end, but you can see 3 minutes left, and I in the end decided to go back out on inters. I thought it was safer, but really I should have gone out on dry to this point. Yeah, a bit of a mistake there, because it did dry up, and it would have been time just about for a set of the dries, which would have probably been pole if anyone had done that, but no one did do that because it was a bit too risky. But quite on you can see it's stopped raining already, and this is my lap now, and it's just, yeah, so dry. You can see it sliding all over the place, and there's no one's going to improve in these conditions unless they're on dry tyres, which no one was, as I said. But I'm already 4/10 down, and I'm through the there's just no grip on these into the tool. Back end's going everywhere. There's a car off the track there, avoiding that there, and now, yeah, just no turn in, no back end. It's just all over the place, and really DRS wasn't enabled, but it wasn't going to be far off. So if I'd have risked it on mediums, it would have been really great, but I didn't go for the Nicole Quebec strategy from Brazil, unfortunately. So yeah, that left me in 12th. I didn't include quali results, and second last out of 13. But that's actually 14 because someone joined in quali. So Humperdinck on pole ahead of Hamilton and Schwiz and Matt. It's a bit of a mixed up grid because Stewie is probably the fastest guy in the league, and he's starting 11th. So I actually decided to go for the hard strategy because the difference in the pit stops, it was only lap 13 to lap 15, so the undercut shouldn't be too big, and it gives him the medium tyres for the end. So I decided to go for that. I don't often go for that strategy, but I just thought, I'm second last with not much pace, so I've got to try something different. So yeah, that's the strategy for the race, and I cut onto the grid for the 5 red lights for the Chinese Grand Prix from 12th on the grid. And it's lights out and away we go, and it's been an okay start. It's actually pretty decent compared to Stewie alongside me. I never normally get good starts, especially on the hard tyres as well. I'm not quite sure how it's happened, but we're on the outside of X-Power now, trying to go swing it all the way around the outside turn 1 and turn 2, but not much of a space there. I just don't want to really get damage. Almost hitting constant Ryan there, but not quite. I've actually overtaken Stewie, so 1 place from a good position. He's around me outside though, so I've got to try and hold him off with good traction, which I do, and now down towards turn 6. We're in a position to try and go for constant Ryan here. He's going a bit defensive. I'm going to try and go up the inside and send one at the inside. He's got to leave me the space, but unfortunately he's just going to get a good traction with those medium tyres, and it's a better line that he took there rather than my narrow one. And through the middle sector now, pretty normal stuff. Didn't manage to make A positions obviously, but a massive oversteer on the entry to the snail section there, and that's going to give Stewie a chance. He's up the inside. I've got to leave him space on the inside for the snail section, and just can't really get on the traction because he's right there, almost over the curb there, and Stewie's going to have a great chance now down the back straight. We're side by side. I've got overtake mode on Rich Mix. I'm pulling away slightly, it looks like, down towards the hairpin. But I know he's better than me, he's faster than me, so I'm going to brake slightly early. He's going to go for it, and I've got to let him through there because, yeah, he's going to be pulling away anyway. He's a faster driver and he's on the better tyres, so not really that much point fighting that one. Down to through the last corner, and I think B.O.R. Hamilton's leading the race, which is a bit surprising, as he hasn't really been up there. I think he's just good in the wet and got a good quality in this race, but Stewie then goes around the outside of Constant Ryan as well, ahead of me. Kind of try and capitalise, but no, don't want to hit the back of the Sauber, the Alfa Romeo, and through the first corner, nothing to doing here. And you can see it's absolutely a train though, basically from first backwards. They're still, everyone's snaked up. So that's good. That's the good thing about being on the hards, is that if I can just try and stay with the pack, it should be now the advantage at the end. Although Vulcan now is right behind me, who hasn't raced the first two, so no idea how quick he is, but he's going to go for it down the inside of the final corner, is he? Or the second last corner, sorry. And yes, he does go for it. I can't turn it because he's right there, and I don't want to run side by side through the final corner. So I'm going to lift off a little bit and let him through. We're both on hard, so I maybe should have thought that a little bit harder, but I just thought I want to stay with the pack. So if I can use him to drag myself up to the pack, then that'll be pretty helpful. But I don't want to get a car adrift. So through on lap 4 now, and Vulcan is just about managing it. Kezimoto there has gone off the track. Not really gone well for him. He probably could have avoided that, I think, but he sent me his footage afterwards. It was pretty unlucky. So he's now last with damage. So that's one place I'm not going to worry about anymore. Up to 12th on the track now, and you can see lap 6, quite a lot's going on here. Riley Boys has got damage. I'm in a party with him. So I know he's got pretty major front wing damage, but Vulcan's gone past him, and Constant Ryan now is getting just a little bit stuck behind him. We need to get past Riley Boys as quick as possible though, because you can see the top 8 are pulling away quite a lot. So got to try and clear him as soon as possible, breaking onto the meter board, and he's gone very wide into this entry of the snail section, and Ryan is going to try and look for a move, but we're in a good position here with the because Ryan's got a bit of a bad run, being right behind him, but I've got a pretty good run. So when DRS opens, we might be at a good chance down towards the hairpin. So Riley Boys goes defensive and switch to his slipstream, open the DRS, and Ryan's got DRS as well, but I'm closing a lot on Riley, and I'm going to go switch the outside, go fade to the inside, down the inside of both of them, and we're going to try it. Ryan's gone a bit wide, so 3 wide here. Always a bit of contact there, Riley, but no, not quite. And taking that position up into 11th place, can I make a move on Ryan into turn 1, try and line one up, but I've hit the inside curve quite a lot there, not got a great run. And Ryan is going to have DRS. No, he's not. I'm going to have DRS, and so is Riley down towards turn 1. Not really close enough for a move, so we're going to turn down the DRS and just wait for now. But maybe think at the inside of turn 2. There's a little bit of gap there, but no, just about back out of that. I don't want to get damaged, as I said, and that's also cost me a little bit of time compared to Riley, who, despite having damage, is keeping me through the first section. And now down towards turn 6. He's going to have a good chance now down into the next corner, and I know he's late on the brakes. He's a lot later than me on the brakes. He goes for it down the inside, and annoyingly, because he's got damage, so through this middle sector, he's going to go so slowly. And he's on the pad, which probably doesn't help. So, yeah, I've just got to lift. It's so slow through the middle sector. I can't make a move, though, because it's like nowhere really to do it. Maybe think about it around the outside, but no, he runs wide anyway. So, nothing doing there. And you see how much Vulcan has pulled away in like a lap. It's like at least a second and a half over me now. So Riley, I've really got to clear him as soon as possible and try and pull away. And I've still got Iron Weasel right behind me as well, so I'm still effectively battling for last because Kez is basically out of the race. I don't really know why it's continuing. And through the snail section now, Riley goes so wide, you can see that damage that he's got. So overtake mode is enabled. Try and go down the inside into the hairpin. And that should be that move done. Yeah, pretty simple. He's squeezing me a little bit, so I'm going to swing that to the outside after that move's finished and brake just at the start of the curb. A little bit wide though. He's going to have a good chance now. Annoyingly, I've made a mistake, and he's going to have a chance to come back at me. But he just about has to back out as I've got the inside line. But I'm going to have a bad run down towards turn 1 now. Is he going to have a chance to? He's going to have DRS, and I don't because it's too far back from Ryan now. And I'm going to have to cover the inside. Riley's going to run the outside. He's going to pull ahead of me momentarily. But through turn 1, we're going to be side by side. I've got the inside line though. It's a very long right-hander, and just about with the shorter line, it means that I'm able to hold that position and run out of road and hold that for now. And as long as he doesn't go for anything into turn 6, I should be okay to hold that position. And yeah, but he doesn't go for it. So now Kona's at 15, quite a long laps later. I obviously went longer on my hard tyres. Everyone else on pit, apart from the hard tyre runners. So it's Vulcan in second. I think Humperdinck was in the lead at this point. So I'm going to pit this lap onto the mediums. I don't know where I'm going to come out, but it should be around where I was before, roughly. Unless people have got a massive undercut and I'll be well behind. But no, coming into the pits for the hard tyres, for the medium tyres, sorry, to the end of the race, about 13 laps to go. Bohr Hamilton still in third place, so he's doing very well. That's actually a net lead. Stewie is in second with, I think that's LCR Ben right behind him, so he's doing pretty well as well. So yeah, I've got to try and get going as soon as possible on these tyres and really make the inroads into the packs ahead. Constant Ryan just going past there, and Iron Weasel is on the minimap in the Mercedes, so I've actually come out a little bit ahead of Riley, who's the Williams behind the Mercedes, but still quite a bit behind Constant Ryan. So Riley obviously changed his front wing, so that's probably why he lost so much time. And yeah, I just got to push as hard as I can now. 13 laps, and you can see it's taken me 2 laps to catch up to the back of Ryan. And luckily, with this, so if you're back to Australia, I struggled overtaking people because it's quite hard to actually overtake. China isn't hard at all. You basically just get behind them in DRS, and if they're strung out, then it's quite easy to go down the inside into the hairpin. But the only difficult bit is when everyone's got a DRS trade, which luckily, in this race, if you look on the minimap, I'm going to go down the inside of Constant Ryan. If you look on the minimap, there's a bit of a train there, but by the time I caught up with people, they're all strung out a bit. So it's basically just one car at a time for the rest of the race. Let's try and get as high as possible. I'm actually got fast lap in a bit, but Vulcan's about to take that, which he does there. He's also on the same strategy as me, but I got past Ryan pretty easily. Try and pull away now as soon as possible. And Schwiz is the next car in the Ferrari. So just trying to get a good run through middle sector. You can see the cars are not too far ahead, so maybe P4 is possible. I think Ben is 4th at the minute in the McLaren on the map, but Schwiz goes wide there onto the artificial grass and out down towards the entry of the sound section. Not quite close enough roof here, but it's really what I was trying to do was line up a move for the straight, because that's the easiest place to pass, to be honest. It's a bit boring not trying to go for stuff in the middle sector, but really I was just trying to have a safe race. My pace isn't there, so I've got to try and keep it simple, going down the outside this time with DRS open, overtake mode and everything. He's squeezing me a little bit to the left, but he's giving me the racing line, so I'm going to brake pretty sensibly, and he's not going to have a chance down towards the hairpin. And I'm up into 7th place, so it's pretty good progress so far. Still got 8 laps to go, because we're at 23 now. We're right behind AOR Hamilton, who's on the hard, so I think he pit early, or he must have got something, because he dropped quite quickly after he was in the net lead for a while, but he must have got damaged or something. I don't know what happened to him really, but through the Snell section, and he's going a little bit wide, it looks like, so maybe I've got a chance at the inside. He's getting a little bit oversteer. There's a gap there. I'm going to go for it down the inside in the entry of the straight, not even really anywhere near DRS yet, and DRS is about to open, but Hamilton has pulled, must have straight on speed, ridiculous wings on his car, because he's pulled a massively ahead of me on the straight, but I'm braking very late, sending out the inside. That's a pretty good move, I do say so myself. I don't normally make aggressive moves like that, but I was pretty happy with that one, and Hamilton has to back out because he's on the outside of the last corner, which is not going to have a chance there, and he's still right behind me though with the DRS. Luckily I've got it off X power as well, so just about holding off. Although I need to save a bit of DRS because I'm very low on that. And now X Power is an X car, and 1 lap later, right at the back of him as well. So it should be another fairly simple move down the back straight. And you can see Ben is a little bit too far ahead with only like 5 laps to go. Maybe I'll have a chance of catching him, but beyond that, it's not really much of a shot overtaking anyone. But in the Associate X Power, pulling out now, opening DRS, down the inside, and 5th place for me, which I'd happily take this, definitely. Because obviously I qualified 12th, so it's been a pretty good recovery, and down towards the final corner, X Power doesn't really have a chance there. And now at lap 28 I started closing very gradually on Ben, but only by about half the gap, so it's still about 2 seconds. So, and you see Matt retiring for the session there. It's really not been his day, because for some reason he tried a stupid strategy, much like he did in Australia actually, so a bit of a situation for Matt, but I'm going to come across the line for P5. Ben didn't have a penalty, unfortunately. I didn't have a warning or race, which I was pretty happy with as well. And Humperdinck wins from Stewie and Vulcan. Vulcan going from 14th to 3rd there. Very good. Very well done to him. Ben in 4th, myself in 5th, and then the rest of the points there you can see. Kez actually finished the race with the fastest lap, but also did 4 stops and also came behind Matt, who crashed out. So yeah, not a great day for Kez there, but I was pretty happy with that. 12th to 5th. Also, that strategy actually worked for once, and yeah, I'm still 5th in the championship. Obviously, I didn't race in Bahrain, so that's a pretty big disadvantage for me so far. But yeah, that's going to be the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you didn't, leave a like, subscribe if you want to see more. It's been JY3, and I'll see you next time.